Alright, so what we're looking at here today is going to be the Radio Master Boxer Crush, and this is also going to be the Express Solar S edition. So in today's video, I'm basically just going to give you a quick setup guide on how to get this set up for the first time. We'll start by doing a walkthrough of the unboxing process, and at the end, I'm just going to give you a quick crash course on how to bind this to your first FPV drone. Alright, without further ado, let's get going. Okay, so let's first start by unboxing the Boxer. So you can see that these are all going to be covered in those kind of films. Okay, so the first thing you're obviously going to be starting to see like a nice clean like carry case, which is a pretty decent thing that you like they don't have it in the previous generations that you just don't get a carry case like this. So you do get a lot of stickers. I do like this one. Looks like a quick start guide, which the quick start guide doesn't tell you much of like how you should be using. So we're just basically, that's why we're making this video. Basically the outer box out of the way, let's open this nice carrying case. So the first thing, you're going to see the very nice looking Radio Master Boxer Crush. This is a white color and I just think it fits super nice. If you are like thinking about Star Wars, like the white clone troopers, this is going to be perfect. All right, so let's also look at whatever that's contained in here, the additional accessories. Okay, so you're going to get a pack of springs, which you will be able to fix this like the radio gimbals in case you need to do it, because these springs are the ones that's controlling the tension. And you're going to get like a really nice little keychain. I really like this. And a charging cable, and also this is going to be the cable that you can use to plug into your computer for like simulators if you wanted to do that. Okay, so let's just put it back in here so I don't lose them. Okay, so now let's look at the Boxer. So you can see that the Boxer this time, I don't know, like it seems like really decent that they're actually including a gimbal guard, which I don't have it when I was using my TX16, and this is going to be something that is going to protect your switches. So I really like this. All right, let's remove it. Okay, so the one unique portion of the Boxer Crush is you're going to get AG01 gimbals at like only $189 basically. It's a hell of a deal that you're basically getting the best gimbals out of like the stuff, then you're spending all your monies on the knife, like the edge of the knife. So this is something that is really good. All right, let's flip it on the back. You do have a module bay right here that you will be able to plug in an external module if you want, but since we already have a Express OS built into this, I doubt I'm going to use any additional modules. And since like this is going to be my backup radio, like my main radio is still my TX16S. All right, so let's open the battery pack. I like this design better than compared to like the TX16 because that one is just so hard to open. Okay, so you get to use this battery like charging, like basically plugging like battery block to, you can put like two 18650 batteries into it. So that's the way of powering it on. Or the second method is you will be able to buy one of these Radio Master batteries Li-ion packs that basically these you can just easier to deal with. You can, it's only like 16 bucks each, so you can basically buy it on the website below if you wanted to just go get it. All right, so we're just going to plug this in. And then we are going to see if we can power this thing on. Can you do it like that? No, probably not. I don't know if this actually fits or not, but it should be. Just like it has a little angle right here, so it should be perfectly fitting. Okay, so once you have plugged in the battery, you can just basically press the button to power it on. Make sure all the switches are at a default location, because if not,
welcome to HTX.
It's going to start
Switch
deboning.
warning.
Can see we have a switch warning. Okay, that one. All right, so basically that's how you basically activate the Boxer for your first time. And now let's dive into the tutorial of the detailed setups. Alright, so after the unboxing video, let's do a quick crash course for the Boxer so you can just get started right away and bind it to your first drone. This particular tutorial is going to be working for the Boxer series and mostly any HTX radios. It is going to be very basic, and I'm just going to be showing you the essential functions and the essential buttons that you need to get started real quick. This is not going to be a tutorial that I'm showing you all the bells and whistles. All right, so let's get started. All right, so let's first start by looking at the exterior. The first thing that is going to jump to you should be these two sticks. And if you are in the US or the EU, the standard control should be Mode 2. So basically Mode 2, which means that this is going to be your throttle, this is going to be your yaw, this is going to be your pitch, and this is going to be your roll. So this is going to be the main thing that you will be controlling your FPV drone with, so these sticks. Next, let's talk about the switches. The function of these switches are going to be for setting up a certain command to the quad to react on. For instance, you have a setup, but you're going to have to set up a switch to arm and disarm. So this is basically if you wanted the motor to start spinning or stop spinning. And you will have the switch to set up the modes. So basically you want angle mode, you want horizon mode, or you want acro mode. So basically these are the two essential buttons that you are going to require. The number 3 and 4, it can be anything. It can be a turtle mode or it can be a GPS rescue. But if you just wanted to get flying right away, you generally just need an arm switch and also a mode switch. That should be the thing that you need. All right, so done with the switches, and now let's look at the USB ports. So you're going to have two USB ports, so one on the top and one on the bottom. Okay, so you have two USB-C ports. So the one on the top is going to be the one that actually transmits data. I don't know why they designed it like this, but this one is just, yeah, this one is going to be for you to control, like you want to load anything to the SD card or you want to control to your simulator. This is the USB-C port that you should be plugging into. And on the bottom one, this one doesn't do anything. It just only charges the Boxer, okay? So one thing that is very weird is you will still have to use the battery to power up the Boxer. You cannot just plug in a USB-C and power up the radio and it's not going to power on. So you do have to plug in the battery. All right, so done with the switches and the gimbals. Now let's actually power up the Boxer. So you're going to long press the power button. And after a few seconds, you're going to hear that the system has been booted up. And then you're going to run into your first warning. So don't panic. This is just a safety function to prevent accidentally drone runaways. So all you need to do to make sure is all your switches and your like stick inputs are back to the original position. So you can see that right now it's still saying throttle warning. So you have to put your throttle back to the original location. And next, if you have a switch warning, just check your switch to see if there are any switches that is not in the original position. You can see that we have the SE switch flipped now. All right, just flip it back and your system should finally boot up. All right, so once you have arrived this page, the setup has been actually half done. But in order to bind to your first drone, we still have to know a few important internal settings. So what you have to do is the first place I want you to go is going to be in the Models tab. So at the Models tab, I want you to select the Boxer model because this is going to be the model that actually has everything set up already for you. You have all the switches, you have all the the default settings basically coming from the manufacturer. And another important part is because most of the other drone manufacturers are also using this default setting. So yeah, you're all like, let's actually go into a little bit, return. So if we go to the mix tab right here, you can see that all your SA, SB, SC switches are already set up. And this is going to be starting from aux1, aux2, aux3, and aux4. So generally, but most of the manufacturer is going to have the aux1 as your arm switch, aux2 as your mode switch. So if you wanted to just fly, knowing these two buttons should be sufficient enough, like most of the cases if you have a bind and fly. All right, so once you have known this, just to make sure that you are selecting the Boxer. If it's not there, you wanted to make sure that the little star is right here. So to select another model, just roll the cursor to somewhere else and select model, and you can see that the star is coming back to the Boxer. All right, so done with the model. Now next, let's go into the system. So system button, press it. So the most important thing that you have to know right here is going to be the ExpressOS Lua script. So the ExpressOS Lua script is actually going to be the place that you set up set up the radio to go into bind mode, you set up your TX power, you set up all the stuff here. So if you have ExpressOS radio, this is your best friend. All right. Next, let's just give it a short press to enter the Lua script setting up page. You can see that it's loading right now. And if this is your default radio that you have got it from the manufacturer's power on, this should work automatically like this. All right, so the first thing that is going to jump to you is going to be the packet rate. So the default setting should be around 250, but for my personal setting, I like to set it up to 500 because it's going to work with most of the stuff at the most level. So you can work with SPI-based ULRS receiver and also work with serial-based ULRS receiver as long as they are in 2.4 gigahertz. All right, the next important thing I want you to go is going to be the TX power. So at the TX power, this is basically where you adjust how much max power you wanted to set up for your radio to like output the radio signal. So for me, I'm currently putting on 25 because I just found out that this signal is actually blowing out my microphone. It's just giving me the statics. So I'm just putting it to 25, so the minimum lowest, so my mic doesn't get affected as much. But generally, if you wanted to fly around your house or just around the yard or even a little bit long range, like probably 250 to 500 should be sufficient. And you can, for this particular one, you can adjust to max 1,000. But for me, I'm just going to put it back to 25 so it doesn't blow my stuff out. Okay. And then the next important thing that you probably wanted to know is going to be the Wi-Fi connectivity. This is basically where you actually enable the Lua script to go into Wi-Fi mode so you can connect to your computer for like from flashing or something. But this is not going to be something we're going to be demonstrating in this video. And if you are interested and wanted to know how to flash a radio, I have a dedicated video for that, and just links are going to be down below. All right, let's go back. And then the next important part is going to be down here. This actually is not somewhere you can select, but it's going to be the place that you can know what firmware version you have for your ExpressOS radio. So currently it's on 3.3.1. In order for the ExpressOS radio and the drone to bind, the drone and the radio will have to have a firmware version starting at least at 3. It can be 3.1, 3.2 on both devices, or like 3.1 on this device or 3.2 on that device, but as long as they start on the 3, they should automatically bind together. That's the requirement. All right, so next, let's basically put the cursor right here to the bind button, and we're going to bring out 2 types of receivers so I can show you how to bind them both. All right, so what we're looking at right here is going to be 2 types of receivers. So on the left, we have the Newbie Drone Hummingbird V3, and this one has the SPI-based EOLARS receiver. And on the right, we have the Gibb RC Synlock 20, and this one has a serial-based EOLARS receiver. The biggest difference between SPI and the serial-based is generally going to be SPI generally has the receiver baked into the flight controller, and serial-based EOLARS receiver generally has the receiver connected externally. You can see the receiver is right here, but there is some exceptions. Like we do see that more and more serial-based EOLARS receivers are included into the AIO to save the weight. This is generally something that is kind of going to be a little bit confusing. So if you wanted to know what particular ExpressOS receiver that you're having on your drone, the best way is just to view the manufacturer website or the manufacturer manual. Okay, let's start by binding the SPI-based EOLARS receiver to the radio, as it is going to be slightly easier. Yes, they do have a different binding method. Okay, so to bind the SPI-based EOLARS receiver, you're just going to be plugging in the drone. You just have to power the board up. You can use a USB-C whatsoever, but it's going to be the same, just power the battery, so it's easier to explain. All right, so you can look at here on the board. Generally, for most of the SPI-based EOLARS receiver on the board, you're going to have a button, one button, but that button can also be worked as obviously this can be worked as a SC boot button, but it can also be used as a bind button. So what you have to do is very simple. You just have to give it a short press to make it go into bind mode, and then at the radio site, you're just going to hit bind. So sometimes it doesn't work on the first try. It doesn't work on the first try, but generally, if it doesn't work, just do it a few times, and if you have the same firmware, they should bind together. And since we're explaining that most of the manufacturer is adopting this one as aux1 for your ARM switch, this one as your mode switch, so when you basically connect it, you can just flip it, and you can see that the motors start spinning. Obviously, this one doesn't have fully charged up, so the motor is not spinning just yet, but basically that's how you bind a SPI-based EOLARS receiver. Now let's talk about how to bind a serial-based EOLARS receiver. So for serial-based EOLARS receiver, it's just a little bit more complicated. You can see that although there is going to be a bind button presented on the receiver, but it doesn't work unless you have a certain firmware like ExpressOS 3.5 or above. That's when the bind button actually start working. But for now, if you have a ExpressOS firmware that's lower than 3.5, this will not work. But there is also going to be a cheat method that you can use, which you will be able to just bring out a battery. You can plug and unplug the drone really fast 3 times. and then the receiver is going to be forced into bind mode. However, since my particular receiver has already have a binding phrase set up, it's not going to work with this method. But if you have a complete clean drone that is coming from the manufacturer and you have ExpressOS 3.x, all you need to do is plug in and unplug 3 times, plug in on the 4th time, and then you just hit the bind button right here, and they're just basically going to bind together, and the setting should generally be the same, arm switch and your mode switch. All right, so basically that's about it for the short tutorial and the short crash course of how you can like get started real quick. But if you're interested in a more detailed setup and you wanted to know more like what this button does and what this thing does in like a more detailed format to keep you like better going, I do have another more detailed video that is utilizing the Radio Master Zorro. Yes, they are different radios and they do have different like button layouts, but essentially the HTX system is going to be exactly the same thing. So yeah, this concept is going to be exactly the same. So if you're interested, the links are going to be down below. Right, so basically that wraps us up this short tutorial, and if you have additional questions or comments, please feel free to leave it down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.